lose sight of the immediate needs that you have. And as you know, I have had a series of meetings with all the unions where we have said we form a coalition for the advocacy to the employer for your standard of living, for your conditions of service. That's one. But we also deal with some of the internal issues that we can address ourselves. And I am glad to say that a list of those internal issues has already been done, and we have started to push in order to make sure that they are realized. A good example is one that the Minister of Finance has now intervened to say there is going to be a car scheme for everyone. And now they are working out the modalities. I've just been sent the statutory instrument, but they are working out the modalities, and there is an interministerial task force that will give you the details as to how you can benefit from that car scheme, and it's going to be for everyone. There is the issue of land, and there I still have to come up together with the unions on the modalities of how to do that. I understand the unions want to do the organization themselves, and they don't want the ministry to take that responsibility. And it's for obvious reasons. This is where you can entice more membership. So they don't want to lose that edge where they will say, we have come up with these housing schemes or these land schemes, and then you can only get them if you are our member. But I would have preferred a situation where the government does it so that even non-members of unions can also benefit. That's my preference. But I think we will have to iron that one out. We are still pushing for the issues of waivers for fees for a number of your children, teachers' children, when they are in government institutions. And the actual modalities have to be worked out, whether it's going to be a certain percentage, especially where boarding is concerned, that we take care of, and then you take care of the rest. So that is, the modalities of that is being worked out. Then there is we still push for teacher capacity development. As you remember, the implementation of the new curriculum, or the competence-based curriculum, is based on 5 pillars. One which is directly related to you is the teacher capacity development program. We got some resources some few years ago, but those resources ran out, and we are pushing to get new resources so that we can continue with that program. But in addition to that, we are continuing with in-service training, especially in-service training that reorients our teachers towards the competence-based curriculum, and also other issues like ICTs, specific technical subjects or learning areas, and that is ongoing. In addition, you know that infrastructure is also very important. We are pushing for an education fund. We started off very badly, but we are going to get consensus, I think. Minister of Finance has said, let's work on it. We have already done a proposal to Finance, and we are hoping that we'll get the nod at Finance and then we'll take it to the President prior to presenting it again in Cabinet. And once we have that, we can resolve most of the infrastructure issues that we are facing, especially where satellite schools are concerned, where most of them don't have any infrastructure to talk about. But that will also allow us then to do science labs, to do TVET workshops in various schools. That will also allow us to deal with issues of ECD infrastructure, even on existing schools. Right now, we are moving a little bit slowly. The 17 schools that we did on the OFIT program, I think will be commissioning some of them in May, and the rest of them, I think by end of June, we should commission. We have some PSIP money, and we'll probably do another 10 to 15 schools this year. And we'll change the model to where we will procure all the materials and then mobilize local labor in order to provide for the schools. That way we can stretch the dollar. Another pillar is the research aspect, where we have already set up the CERID, the Center for Education Research, Innovation and Development, housed in the same building as our curriculum development unit. And then you are aware that as far as the institutional issues are concerned, we have already put before Parliament the Education Amendment Bill. When Parliament resumes sitting this coming week, the bill will go for second reading. And we are hoping that if there are no major issues, we should be able to pass that bill maybe by June at the latest. Your own bill for the Teaching Professions Council is very close to going to drafting. ZIMTA was a very active member of the steering committee for the Teaching Professions Council, and they did their final consultation in Harare province, I think about a month ago. I attended with them, and I think we are moving to where the bill will go to drafting. And once that is done, then we'll take it through the Parliament. Those are the 5 pillars: infrastructure, teacher capacity development, research, teacher professional standards, which are represented by the Teaching Professions Council, and the institutional framework, including the amendments that are taking place with the Education Act.